critical question is, in everyday life, do we know what the tau is? Do we know how sophisticated the managers are in their thinking? That's the question that Goldfram and Young tried to answer in their paper titled "Are All Managers Created Equal?" The context was the ISP market in 1997 in the US. There were multiple firms that were trying to make entry into that market, and the key questions that this paper tried to ask was, how does strategic thinking affect the distribution of 56K modem technology? Are the players estimated to greater strategic thinkers more likely to survive? And the third question they wanted an answer to was, what factors are correlated with strategic thinking? Is the ISP market suitable for cognitive hierarchy theory? Perhaps yes. Why is that? Well, ISP managers are heterogeneous in their experience, reasoning ability, etc. Each ISP payoffs depended on the competing ISP's technology choice, and the set of players in markets are well defined. Decisions were largely made over a short 3-month period. The diffusion in this short period was rather quick, and you can think of the whole setup as a simultaneous move game. The paper tries to estimate what the tau is, and in addition tries to answer how tau varied with the ISP characteristics. And finally, the paper also wanted to answer whether the type K ISP firms were more profitable than the type K-1 ISP firms. In trying to answer this question, the researchers estimated the following equation: log of tau j is equal to gamma naught plus gamma 1 Zij, where j refers to an ISP and I refers to a market. And Z included 3 market level characteristics such as number of competitors, percentage of urban population, and percentage of population with college degrees, and 1 firm level characteristic, which is the number of markets served. What they did was they used the data of the ISP market combinations and estimated tau for each firm. Further, they also estimated a simpler version of the equation where all these market characteristics were not included. So they estimated log of tau is equal to gamma naught. What they find is given in the table that you see on the slides. Firms that operate in areas with more educated populations, faced more competitions, operated in urban areas, have higher values of tau. Firms with these characteristics are more likely to be led by higher type managers and thus behave more strategically. Column 2 reports the results where tau is estimated to be same across all firms, and you can see the results indicate that log of tau is equal to 0.98, which means tau is equal to 2.66. Very interestingly, the researchers followed some of these firms over a 10-year period, and they found that ISPs that had higher tau were more likely to survive through April 2007 through continued operation or through acquisition. Further, they found that ISPs or internet service providers or the firms that in question that had higher tau had higher profits. However, one must keep in mind that these are only correlations, these are not causations. The researchers were not able to show that higher tau causally led to more profits, but they showed a robust evidence that higher tau is correlated with higher profits, and higher tau was correlated with the likelihood of surviving through April 2007. our takeaway from this paper should be the following. We learned that cognitive hierarchy, or the degree of sophistication which we employ in our thinking, has very important implications for how well we do in our business decisions, how well our firms do. We need to always keep in mind that playing the Nash equilibrium, or playing the self-interest rational strategy, may not always be in our best interest. What the research is pointing out is we need to take into account the degree of sophistication in our competitors to make the optimal choice.